this workshop, we are going to create a mini mindful garden. These gardens take inspiration from traditional Zen gardens. Zen gardens, also called rock gardens, have existed for nearly 3,000 years in monasteries, temples, public gardens, and private homes throughout Asia, and recently the Western world. Traditional Zen gardens are called dry because they do not contain water, and very rarely plants. Where the stones and sand is placed in Zen gardens has lots of meaning, symbolism, and intention. The landscape is a base of sand which is rigged to imitate the flow of water. The rocks and stones represent islands or mountains. Greenery represents forest. Zen gardens originated in Japan. Zen is a Japanese word translated from the Chinese word chan, which means meditation. Zen gardens were used by Japanese monks to aid in meditation. They created large sand and rock gardens to rake, practicing focus, calmness, and stillness. Being appreciative and respectful of the origin of Zen gardens, we are taking inspiration from this practice of calm and stillness to create our own mini mindful gardens. Mindfulness is the art and practice of paying close attention to one thing at a time. During the day, our mind can be very busy and often gets caught up in too many things. Our mind becomes like a monkey, jumping from thought to thought, with no real presence in the current moment. In order to still our minds and quiet our racing thoughts, it's important to practice mindfulness. Mini mindful gardens incorporate 3 aspects of mindfulness: focus, creativity, and calmness. By arranging the stones, raking the sand, and creating patterns, you can begin to relax and quiet your mind. To create your mini mindful garden, you're going to need a container. You'll need a shallow container. It can be wooden, plastic, cardboard, ceramic. It can be a tray or a box. I'm just using old boxes from chocolates here. You're also going to need some sand. Fine grained sand shows patterns better. You can use beach sand or coloured sand. I'm just using beach sand. And before you use it, you want to make sure you take out any bits of twigs or dirt that you might find. You're also going to need to forage for natural elements. You can decide on what you want in your garden. It can be pebbles, rocks, shells, bark, small driftwood, polished stones, or gravel. I've just got a selection here in front of me that I've got. And I have some different shells and stones. You're also going to need a mini rake. We're going to create our own rakes. You can use twigs. You want to look for twigs that have different forks coming out of them so we can rake different patterns. You could have 3 or 4. It could be single also. You can use an old fork also to create your rake patterns, or a skewer, or a lollipop. And a lollipop is also great for then erasing our patterns and making the sand smooth again. You might also want to add some crystals. Crystals are great because of their energy boosting and healing properties. You can also add essential oils. You can add your favorite essential oils to enhance the relaxing benefits of your mini garden, just by adding a few drops directly to the sand. You will also need scissors in case you want to cut any of your twigs down for your rakes. To begin our mindful garden, we are going to start with the sand, putting it flat out into the tray. I'm just going to use a little scoop. You can use your hand or a spoon. And you can add a little bit at a time until you have the amount that you wish. And give it a little shake in your tray, spread it out. To flatten it, you can use your popsicle or a stick to spread it out. With all the rocks and items that you would like to place in the garden ready, choose the first item you would want to add. Mindfully and slowly take a deep breath in, inhaling through your nose. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. Now carefully choose where to place the first item. You can repeat this process for each item you add to the garden. Mindfully and slowly taking a deep breath in, inhaling through your nose, then exhaling slowly through your mouth. Once all your items are placed, you can choose a rake. You can use a fork, stick, some broken branches. I've looked for branches that have lots of different forks on them. You can trim these down even. I'm just going to use the scissors and cut it smaller. You can even break them also. I'm just breaking off the sides, and that'll be my little garden rake. And I can have 3 prongs or 1 to see the different textures and patterns that are created. You want to rake the sand in nice, slow, steady designs. Breathing slowly to keep your hands steady, you can create swirls, ripples, zigzags, you can go deep or shallow to see the different effect. Try a few different patterns and see what you can create. Once you get to an obstacle, such as a stone, you can try and create a flow around the object. The rocks are like thoughts that pop in our mind. Our mind, like the lines in the sand, doesn't get stuck on the rock. Our minds and our thoughts can change and flow. While raking, you can also quietly say a positive affirmation to yourself. An affirmation is anything you can say or think about yourself to try and lift your mind. You can say, I am strong. I am kind. I am brave. You choose which affirmation you'd like to use. Perhaps you can create your own. When you're finished, you can leave it and enjoy it for days. You can start over and create a whole new landscape. Your mini mindful garden can be unique to you. You can decorate it, add colored sand, and even paint the pebbles if you choose. hope you find creating your mini mindful garden relaxing, and when your mind gets too busy, you will use it to remind yourself to take a few deep breaths and clear your mind, bringing calmness and mindfulness into your day.